Hey guys, it's SRM here, and I'm going to tell you about the time I worked at a radio station. Now, all through grade 9, at lunchtime we had this kind of radio station at school where we could pick playlists and pick songs and do announcements and stuff. So I did that at school, and it was honestly the best time in my life because I got to pick songs and introduce people to music that they ever heard before. And I had a great time doing that, and I met some friends and teachers through that were interesting, and that was great. So every summer we have a music festival where I live, and it's a country music festival. So I volunteered with a radio station to help them out at that music festival, and it kind of didn't go so well. Because first of all, they had me show up at like 10 in the morning, and they didn't let me leave till like nighttime, which was fine, I guess. I got to see lots of music and hear music. I'm not a big country fan, but anyway, that was fine, I guess. And then they made me stand pretty much the whole day, and I had to run these games for people. So after a while, I kind of got tired, and they didn't want to give me a break, which sucked. I just took a break. They wouldn't let me take a break, but I just took a break anyway, because there's no way I'm standing for like 8 hours straight with no break. And they kind of treated me like shit for no reason. I was a volunteer. I was a 17-year-old volunteer, and they just kind of treated me like shit for no reason. Just because I was the bottom of the totem pole, I guess. And then they all got pizza, and they wouldn't give me pizza, and I'm there for free. Which kind of sucked. And then they had all these free t-shirts that they were giving away to people, and they didn't want to give me one. And they were really cool t-shirts. And the good part about it is I got to meet loads of interesting people for those 3 days. And I got to meet Blake Shelton, actually, and I got to meet the band Perry. So that was pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of Blake Shelton, but my grandmother is. And it was cool meeting him. Like, it wasn't a horrible thing. It wasn't a horrible experience, it was just an experience. Now, the funniest thing I've ever done, I did at this concert. So for one of my jobs is I had to walk around. They gave me 200 beer, I think they're called beer snuggies or something, like beer holders, like foam beer holders, and they look like cowboy boots. And they made me walk around and hand them out to people. So after like an hour of doing this, people didn't really want them, so they'd say like, no, I don't want one, because they're really crappy actually. So I went over to the beer garden, which was all fenced in, and they wouldn't let me in because I was 17 at the time. So I started throwing them over the fence at drunk people, and the drunk people got all excited and thought it was hilarious. So they were happy. Drunk people love things to put their beer in. So that was funny. So overall, it was not a horrible experience, but I wish they treated me a little bit better and were a little bit more friendly and appreciative to me. Because the next 2 years I didn't go back. And I discouraged other people from volunteering with this company. But at least I got to meet some interesting people. And I got to go to a music festival that had several thousand people there. It's the biggest music festival I've been to. So overall, it wasn't a horrible experience. It could have been better, but it wasn't horrible. I used to want to be a radio DJ, but this experience kind of altered that. And I've almost given up on that dream of mine. Which is fine, I guess. I'll just pick a different career. But that's, I guess, what it's like in radio. You have to start at the bottom to get to the top, and you start at the lowest bottom, believe me. You start volunteer, basically. And it's very hard to get anywhere in radio. So that's why I've given up on that, and that's fine.